Just keep your eyes closed, please. Long before you move from a form of Ishvara to the formless that He is, you have to do it for yourself. To go from your identity with your body, the form, the self, the awareness, the formless that you are. The pratima, the statue, the form, becomes a pratika, a symbol. When you see the formless, the awareness, your body is your statue, becomes a symbol of you, aware of yourself. Just as the sound of a peacock reminds you of the source. So also, your body must remind you of the source that you are, the formless. Body too is a pratima and a pratika, a form as well as a symbol. Every word is an idol. It stands for something. That is why in this Vedic Upanishadic tradition, you must recognize everything is an idol. And nobody worships an idol in a sense, the derogatory way when somebody talks about idolatry. You must see, nobody worships an idol. There is an ideal behind the idol. If the ideal is lost in the idol, it becomes idolatry, an obsession. It's like taking you to be your own body. That becomes an idolatry of the worst kind. A body is a symbol. It stands for something. You, the Absolute. Long before you go beyond the transcend, the forms attributed to Ishvara, to the formless Absolute, all pervasive. You do it for yourself. When you sit down, ask yourself the question, are you effortlessly being yourself the silence awareness, or still losing yourself in so many thoughts, memories, impressions, sense organs, sensations, body, and its extension? One who sees thus himself, Mahatmanastamam Partha, Daivim Prakritim Asritam, Satandam Kirtayantaha, Namasyantaha, Yatantasya Dudhabrataha. Those who are aware of themselves, Mahatma, Daivi Prakritim Ashrita, one with the Daivam, Ishvara, divinity, cannot stand apart from the embrace of totality. Ishvara alone is. Tasmad Namasyantaha, always prostrating. Your life falls forever. Individuality is an eternal prostration. At no time any touch of arrogance, but a genuine humility. But you know for yourself, your body an inseparable part, your mind always a part of him. And there is oneness in the Absolute. Nitya yukta upasate, always abiding in himself. The living becomes a upasana, a continuous worship. Yat yat karma karomi. Whatever you do, see, hear, taste, touch, sambhodavaradhanam, it becomes a worship. See that for yourself. Suddhananda vivaistavaihi Vedai Sanghapada Kramopanishadai Gayantiyam Samaga Dhyana Avastitatangatena Manasa Shantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantam Vidusura Suragana Devasmai Namah. Read verse number 14. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya drudavrata namasyantasya mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate Jnana yajnena chapyanye yajanto mam upasate ekatvena pruthatvena bahudha vishvato mukham Jnana yajnena chapyanye Yajanto mam upasate ekatvena pruthatvena bahudha vishvato mukham. I hope you are seeing the truth of it all. Just remember, as we have discussed yesterday, devotion, bhakti is impossible, true devotion as such is impossible without the jnana, the knowledge. Call it object of devotion. Unless you know, aware of the object of devotion, you cannot be devoted to something unknown. Like, take a very simple human example. Without an object of love, love as such is impossible. In the beginning stages, the ordinary person, the average person, it is impossible to love something or even hate something. To admire, to castigate, censure. There must be an object. Let not your mind work in the spin, oh, but I am the love itself. No. You must know which standpoint you are in. That is where the scholarship will be, simple information goes on disturbing you. You don't appreciate. Because always you have another standpoint. Appreciate. The person who is informed can never listen to things as it is. Because the mind is busy throwing the other side. Such a person is a waste, a total waster. He should never listen to anybody. Because don't waste your time trying to listen to somebody. Because when you sit down to listen, to get a confirmation for what you have already heard, don't waste your time. when the Shastra says something, when the teacher, one who knows, reveals something, always there are different standpoints. From the absolute standpoint, relative standpoints, and relative standpoints, endless. To love something, to hate something, you must know the object. An unknown object cannot either be loved or be hated. If the God is unknown, what can you do? What is your reaction? What you call as the devotion is more a fear which comes out of a sense of insecurity. You have to hold on to something. Naturally, everybody feels incomplete, inadequate, insecure. They like to hold on to something. And you know your father, your mother, your brothers, or your human relationship, your money cannot protect you all the time. So you extend from this known to something unknown. What is that? Call it God, XYZ. Some people, those who do not want to accept God because they are intellectuals, they say, I believe in some unknown power. You can delude yourself in any way you like. You are a weakling inside. You can hold on to an unknown power, energy, whatever. If you can hold on to unknown power, why are you feeling uncomfortable with the word God? And if you are holding on to God, why do you feel uncomfortable with the word energy or formless, some unknown power? Why it must be your God only? If you start thinking, are you getting that point, please? When you start thinking, you clearly see these things. As people sit down with these type of ideas, to be devoted, just like to love, to admire, or to be devoted, the object must be known. And more you appreciate the beauty, the grandeur, the compassion, the greatness, the sensitivity of the individual, start with a human dimension. Naturally, your love comes. Why? Such a nice man, such a nice woman, so sensitive, so sweet, so kind. Admiration automatically goes up. And when you see Ishvara means not one name with one thing, but all-pervasive, without which his body has no shelter. It forms the part of the Virat, as even the wave is an integral part of the ocean, this body, made out of elements, form the part of this elemental universe. Pinda, Brahmanda, with consciousness, Jiva, Ishvara. Vishwa, Virat, part of the totality. That is, body is sustained all the time. Without the intelligence given to this body, it cannot handle anything. Intelligence is not my creation. Emotions are not my creation. Without emotions, how do I enjoy living? Without sensations, what type of life it is? All these things, definitely I didn't organize and come. If you equate sensation with happiness, the sensation is inherent in my body. If happiness is in my nature, already provided. So nothing I lack in life. Are you getting that point? Happy with myself. For sustenance, I have to work. Take the help of everything. There's nothing wrong. As much I take the help of something or somebody, that much I am of some use to somebody. The trees, while living for itself, living for others. For a carbon or nitrogen cycle, it depends on other things. It itself produces fruits, leaves, flowers, for the sake of others. Same thing. I am an individual, a mobile tree. While living for myself, I live for others. I use the whole creation as much the creation is benefited by my presence. Yours is a life of continuous devotion. Understand? So when you are aware, thus, more and more you appreciate the vastness, the totality, Ishvara, Ishavasyamidam sarvam, namasyantasya mam bhakti. Satatam kirtayanto mam, singing my glory. No more it is your achievement, all God's grace. Are you appreciating that? You cannot go through the study of the Ishvara and then still sitting down there as the, you understand that point? That sense of arrogance, isolation comes in, you don't understand anything. You become like a baby of the God. You know that? How a child moves carefree. You observe that baby hanging around in this place. It's a good example. Simply hanging around. From one end to the other end. Doing what? Look at our Shiva. Human beings shall be ungrateful. They can cut the root, then cut the branches, the tree of the branches, they can cut the tree, branches of the tree which is sheltering them. Standing under the shadow of the tree, they'll cut the tree. Human being can be vicious. The tree that shelters them, they can cut it. Shiva, or dog is so cute. Every time I'm getting up in the morning and going, somewhere he will be around the road. Full of love and gratitude. The more the tails will be going up and down, continuously, body going here and there, and comes and snuggles. Why? That is the dog, that is the animal, that is nature. Human being, prevented, as me. They have no worries, no anxieties. If you are really dedicated to Ishvara, you understand yourself who you are, the Satchidananda Swarupoham Shivoham, and also therefore know this body, mind forms the part of the totality. Like a baby you shall move carefree. The sign of your wisdom is you don't carry the loads and burdens of life. You are given to whom it belongs. You take care as though little bit here and there. God cannot put food in my mouth, so I have to pick it up, enjoy doing things as it is to be done, but always the sense of leisureliness. Please, do not die loaded, burdened in life. 70 years, 70, 80 years about the eldest amongst us. Before our arrival, our whole generation, the whole creation was on the move. It was raining, it was summer, it was drought, it was prosperity, all bumper harvest. There was marriage, there was problem, there is life, there is dying, there is celebration. Same thing will continue after we go. So in between, do not carry the load of God. This is the principle of living. Can you take all your responsibility without feeling loaded in the least possible way? Like Vishnu, Kshira Sagara. Vishnu is supposed to be sustaining this universe. How does he do that? Yoga Nidra in the Kshira Sagara, the Milky Ocean, lying on. The whole universe is on the spin. He is supposed to look after it. Yes, in such a way it is moving, the most efficient manager of the universe. He alone is. Bas. Everything moves. Relaxed, absolutely at rest with yourself, yet taking all responsibility. You don't even feel that you are doing. Satatam kirtayantoma. Nitya yukta upasate. Always abiding in myself. There's nothing called a crisis situation. Worst things will happen is what? You can die. Or maybe that's not the worst. You are alive, but everything is taken away. Let it go. So what? If you could make it, listen carefully, if you could make it, what is your confidence level? I'll make it again. If your devotion is God gave, God took. He has to give again, He will give again. In what way should you worry? It's a genuine, smiling mind. There is nothing called an anxiety there. I have made it, I will make it. Who gets anxiety? One who doesn't have the capacity to make it will be worried. If it goes away, what will happen? And how do you make it? By yourself? No. Possibilities are there. Ishvara. He alone is. She alone is. That is why prasada buddhi, whatever comes from the sanctum sanctorum, from the unknown, is fine. Satatam kirtayantama. Your whole living becomes a prayer. Your whole living is upasana. Prayer is not suffocating God with some smoke for 10 minutes, that agarbatti smell, or put something. Some people put it to his nose, as though the God in that form is smelling that also, put it to his nose. Think of it. That attitude, understand, prasada buddhi. Everything that I get in my life, O Lord, is all yours. Therefore, if God is to give, God will give. Mate sangostva karmani. Remember those statements. Ma karma phala heturbuhu. Hey Arjuna, never consider yourself responsible for the result of the action. Oh, since I am not responsible for the result of action, why should I act? Mate karmos, mate sangostu akarmani. Never be inactive. All the time active. But never arrogating that action to yourself. Like a baby. Like a baby of God. You understand? You are a child. It moves, everything moves in life. And your whole living is upasana. Satatam kirtayanto. Anytime you don't sing the glory of people, you sing the glory of God. Like that boy, one man came to Akbar. The story there goes, forget Akbar, why Akbar? He go to an emperor, one king. And the king had asked him to come for a favor, to come and receive a favor. The person comes on time in the morning, 8 o'clock, and the guards say, you cannot see the king now, you have to wait for 1 hour. He said, no, you had given time at 8 o'clock. Yes, but he is in puja room. Puja room, what is he doing? He is praying. Oh, the man left. When he comes back, little later than 8, the king asks, that man was supposed to come, where is he? The minister says, where is he? The guard says, he came, but he left. What do you mean he left? He's supposed to be at 8 o'clock. Yes, he came at 8 o'clock, but then the God, you are doing prayer, so he left. Then they called him back, come here. Why did you go away? He said, no, Maharaj, I came to beg a favor from you. I saw you are also a beggar, begging a favor from somebody. So I thought, why not go there straight? Appears a joke, but most beautiful truth in it. Why people go to rich people? Because the man has paisa, riches, money in the bank or money with him. And he's only with his signature you can withdraw the money. Only with his signature he can get the money, and because it's his money. So everybody says, Sir, aap to mere maa baap hai, aap to mere Bhagavan hai, you are my God, you are my maa baap, my father and mama, and mother and father and all that stuff. Why people massage? Why people massage the rich man's ego? Make him God. Why? And then he will give. Now suppose a person says, because he has money, I am going to him. So why not make some money directly? Then I don't have to go and beg the fellow. Intelligent people. Because as long as you are dependent on somebody, you will feel like a beggar. And your own ego will not allow you to beg also. Even though you are begging, you shall justify it as though I am deserving. That's why you get into so much of conflict and confusion. You can't even happily receive it. Even if somebody gives it to you, you can't receive it. You think it's a favor granted. It slights your ego, your arrogance. Understand? You go to the source. Being with yourself, being with God is going to the source. I am going to ask a favor to somebody, but somebody is going to ask somewhere, so I go straight there. That is what you see in yourself. Kirtayantoscham. So, you continue to do your part. No laziness. But no anxiety either. I do my part. And your action becomes worship. Kirtayando, singing, when you take this literally, kirtayando, so kirtanam kurvantasdo, sitting down and singing the glory of the God. What are you doing? Hari Hari, Ram Ram, whole throughout the day. Hey, your action must be your song. Your action must be your song. For every action to be a music, divine music, for every action to be song, it must be individuality-free activity. Egoless, ego-free, individuality-free activity. Then only it's a pleasure. Suppose when you are giving somebody, you make him feel that I am giving you. Will that man enjoy it? Think. Just think. When you are giving something to somebody, you make him feel, I am giving it to you. Helpless fellow will take it because what can he do? He doesn't have anything to eat. So he has to say, okay sir, I am grateful to you. So he feels very comfortable. Have you seen people? If their ego is not massaged, they will not give you anything. Try. Ask yourself, how many times you have shared things with people just because you can share? In offices especially you shall see that. If the general manager is not massaged, he will fire everybody. Suppose one fellow comes and doesn't say good morning, you will have an anger against him. Why? This fellow, no, he thinks too much of himself. All right, transfer to Siberia. Political leaders, what do they do? What do they think you do? If there is no political psychophancy, if the boss is not massaged, what the boss will do? Siberia, transfer. Only in the political field, in a small house, 4 or 5 members, by chance somebody shows a little streak of independence, the other person will crush them. Try it and see. Just try it and see. Somebody shows a little streak of independence, the head of the family will not like it. Whether even in religious organizations happens also. Can you believe? I am not telling you a joke. In Australia somebody told me about a scene in India. There is a group here now, I don't want to name the people. The guru, who is the number one, is not a guru, is a guru, a cow. Anyway, in Oriya, guru means cow. Guru is a guru. But he pretends to be a very big boy, big boss. He tells his people, and he has a good following because he promises everything under the earth. And he tells everybody, even to listen to, whatever I am talking to you, you must listen to me. Don't listen to anybody, including my students. If you go and discuss any of your doubts with my students, you are sending them to hell. Telling the devotees, you are sending them to hell because you are putting them in the wrong spot. How successfully he cuts the root of the students. That means no student must be popular with his follower. You understand? The jealousy. Because sometimes a student becomes more popular, the teacher cannot take it. Or the student is jealous of the teacher. That is another nonsense. That idiocy you can forget it, because that's one idiot. Because that's a personal idiocy. Because one person, suppose he is jealous of the teacher. Oh, he is like this. That's a garbage, one can see that for himself. That is one person's problem. But the teacher, to cut the root of all the students, that nobody should go and talk to them. If you talk to them, they will go to hell. understand? If somebody comes to the ashram, does he tell me good morning or not? Does it touch my foot or looks through? Or it didn't touch my foot. Why are you here? Okay, if you touch my foot, hey, please sit down. One laddu also. This is sadhus. Ishvara. So insecure, empty inside. Satanta kirtayanto, glorify God. The person has come. Why? Because he needs some help. Give it. Cannot finish. But don't say you are doing it. Somebody comes for exposing, looks for a knowledge, give it. Useless, dump it. But never say, I am the one who is going to give. You can't. Always Ishvara, Ishvara, Ishvara. Do you understand? Your life situation will teach you. Why a situation comes up, why you meet somebody, why somebody comes up, we will never know. That is why no resistance. But at the same time, don't drop your guard. See it how it is. It's in harmony, continue. Not in harmony, honorably drop it. No problem. Think. Anyway, Nitya Yuktava, we shall see the whole. This type of verses is like hold your foot, sort of difficult to move out. Because rest is only that, no? Satatam kirtayanto ma. It's only glorifying the whole thing, Ishvara. What else is there in this whole chapter? Nothing. Okay. Change the subject. How can you change the subject? Huh? How do I get it? Jnana yagyena chapyanni yajanto mam upasate. So this is, when you say that, bhajanti ananya manasah. How? Jnana yagyena. This attitude, how does it come? Jnana yagyena anye upasate. Somebody singing the glory, somebody acting in life, different types of activities, every activity is worship. For another person, jnana yajna is the practice. All the time sharing knowledge. Who is better? Don't compare. The whole idea here is, every action is worship, every action is meditation. So jnana yajna is where the ignorance is continuously sacrificed. In the fire of knowledge, ignorance is continuously sacrificed. First word he uses that is so nice, jnana yajna. Because without knowledge, jnana, there shall be no devotion, no karma yoga, no bhakti, no karma, no nothing. Understand? There can be karma, listen carefully, there can be karma, but there shall be no karma yoga without jnana. There can be devotion, but there shall be no bhakti yoga which is leading to the absolute without the knowledge. Because your attitude behind the action makes it karma yoga. What is the attitude? Karmanyavadhikarame ma phaleshu gadachana. When Bhagavan says karmanyavadhikaraste, you understand karmanyavadhikara me. For me, karmanyava adhikara. Ma phaleshu gadachana. So when I act in life, remember, I act on in life, I am expressing my thought. Suppose a thought comes up, laddu. Okay, go for laddu. Suppose you say, I should not go for it. What is there? All right, let me go for it. I go for it. You did that. Got it? Wonderful. Did not get it? Wonderful. Karma phala is not in your hand. Example is simple. You can put anything you like in that. Complicated thing also you can put. It's just, it can be laddu, it can be vegetable, it can be a man, it can be a woman, it can be gold, it can be anything. I'm helping somebody out, the person recognizes, fine, doesn't recognize, so what? I do my part. Why are you doing it? What else can I do? Maya kartavyamiti buddhya karomi. It is to be done by me, therefore I do. Other person don't recognize, how does it matter to me? What I do is my responsibility. What they should do is their responsibility. Why should be I responsible for their gratitude? Are you getting that point, please? How many people can function like that? Unless you are absolutely conscious all the time. Or else there shall be expectation of the result first. And the fellow is not recognizing, why should I do it? I did so much, the fellow doesn't do namaskar to me. You get so angry, next year you are all favor, stop. He doesn't. That way you go on complicating your life. Your attitude. So jnana, knowledge, is most important thing. And what is the knowledge? How the knowledge becomes a yajna, a sacrifice, where the ignorance is sacrificed, ignorance about myself. We have seen this part of it in beginning stages, so you see that very clearly. Because the ignorance creates the distance between me and myself. So with the knowledge, that ignorance goes away. And when I see myself who I am, the next, like a quantum leap, like the taking the next leap, next step, as though from the finite to infinity. I see myself who I am, and that's something all-pervasive Ishvara. Like the wave knowing it is water, then knowing that same water which is in and through him is all-pervasive. Consciousness here, there, everywhere. With all bodies, Ishvara. When you see that, then how will you worship, what will be the expression of that wisdom? Ekatvena, pruthatvena, bahuda, vishwato mugham. It's so beautiful. You are absolutely comfortable with ekatvena. There is only one existence, there is nothing other than him. God alone is Ishvara. Or Brahman alone is formless absolute. You don't need to say consciousness alone is. Technically, if you want to listen that word, take two languages, samadhi language, okay? Nirvikalpa samadhi, savikalpa samadhi, okay? All these things you know, you are already Pandit, you know all that. Simply I am just repeating. No, just for fun of it, please think of it. Nirvikalpa, so samadhi, listen carefully, samadhi, that is your nature. So samadhi, I hope by now you grasp it. Samadhi is not a state, samadhi is your nature. Nitya samadhistha, atmastha, brahmastha, call it whatever you like. You are with yourself. Call it samadhi. And that itself is known as the nirvikalpa samadhi. Nirvikalpa. To be with yourself as you are. There is no modification of any kind. But the moment you name it nirvikalpa samadhi, it becomes savikalpa. Are you getting that? The moment you name it, I'm enjoying nirvikalpa samadhis these days. Yeah, must be. Don't talk about it. Are you getting that point? One man came for a job in our ashram. And what did he say? Swamiji, I am always in nirvikalpa. Now what shall I say? Shall I dig a hole and bury myself? I only enjoy, I say, this type of insanity goes around the world. This fellow says that. I mean, always nirvikalpa. And I can teach these things to people also. Very good. We need that, We have got enough of knowledge. We must be taught some ignorance also. You must learn some ignorance, no? What do you do? The verse is Nirvikalpa Samadhi now. You know, say, you don't talk about Nirvikalpa Samadhi. The moment you name it, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it becomes Savikalpa. Like the moment you say it is silence, it's no more what you are trying to describe. Okay? Listen. Want to open your mouth? Ishvara. About Brahman, don't talk about. What is there to talk on Brahman? Just be. At the moment you open your mouth, Ishvara. That is why the devotion is so natural. So if you name the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it becomes Savikalpa. The moment you name it, it becomes Savikalpa. It's a Vikalpa. Both become one and the same. That's why Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not discussed. What is there to discuss? Like discussing silence. What are you discussing silence? Huh? Understand? So when you see this thereafter, Ishvara. Okay, Ishvara, in what way you should worship? Ekatvena, I see only one God. God alone is existing. In what form? All forms, all forms. All forms are His form. It doesn't matter what form. All inclusive. Sa Brahma, sa Vishnu, sa Hari, sa Indra, sa Akshara, Paramaswarat. Is the Brahma, is the Indra, is the Vishnu, is the Akshara. That's why when people fight in the name of I am a Saivite, is a Vaishnavite, if you do that, if you don't understand that, it's just like other type of religion. I am a Muslim, I am a Christian, I am a Hindu, I am Buddhist, I am this and that. What do you see? Same thing here. Saivite is different from Vaishnavite, Vaishnava is different from this. That is why all the religious things are here in this, you can see that. Because as even you fight in the name of different types of gods, here also you can fight in the name of different types of gods. But, therefore somebody shall say, oh, this is what this Hindu, this Upanishad tradition is very divisive. No, no, no. Even if somebody considers a Vaishnavite, Shaivite or whatever, worshipper of Vishnu, follower of Shiva, at one time he shall know Sa Brahma, Sa Shiva, Sa Hari, Sa Indra, Sa Akshara, Paramaswarat. There is a possibility of helping you to recognize Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Hari, all one and the same. When you take an exclusive God, this is the God, at no time you shall say, he is something else. That possibility is not there. In exclusive God, that possibility goes away. Whereas oneness which all pervasive, you can see it one, pruthakttvena, so many different varieties. Finding it easy or difficult? If you find it difficult, you want to make it easy, look at this body. I love you, I like you. Just take an example. I like you, your body. I like your body. Ekatvena, you are so sweet, whole body as it is. Just to hold the hand, very nice. Enough. I am holding your hand, am I not holding you? To hold somebody, should you hold the whole body? Huh? How do you hold the whole body? How do you hold the whole body? Your both hands cannot touch the whole body at a time. Can it? Try to touch. First thing, you yourself can touch yourself all the time. You cannot. You can only be yourself all the time. You can touch yourself all over the body. Can you touch? Mosquitoes you cannot handle, forget. Huh? The mosquitoes land in such places, you don't know how to reach it. And there are also sometimes scratching comes now, you have got a long stick. Why? What happened to your hand? Our Shiva, our dog goes, he has got big legs. Huh? You try your leg and scratch with your toes. You can't even touch your own body, and you try to touch somebody at a time, touch the all over the body. No. So, therefore, I have not touched you all over, therefore I have not touched you. Don't tell me that. If you touch here, even a fingertip with a tip somewhere also, you have touched me. Why? So, pruthaktuvena. You can be, you want to see God? Listen carefully. Your eyes will never see it. In a sense, eyes will see a tree, mind you will see God. Eyes will see ashram, mind shall see the earth here, universe here, God here. Understand? So because you see the universe here, suppose I say, please sit down, how can I sit down in the universe? Don't be nuts. Sit down on this place, but also remember, it's a part of the totality. Pruthaktuvena. Or else you shall say what? Brahman is, food is Brahman, I am Brahman, I can eat, I need not eat. Tiger is Brahman, I am Brahman, so tiger can, so what is there to be afraid of tiger? Get eaten, no problem. The tiger doesn't understand that, your wisdom. Think of it. Anyway, pruthaktuvena. You are one body, yet every part you use. Same thing, Ishvara also. Pruthaktuvena. Bahuda vishwato mukamar. I am different. I here, Ishvara is there, worshipping in a particular form. Why should I do that? To establish a tradition, to help the children, the next generation to appreciate it. If you sit down with oneness all the time, they shall see you are closing your eyes, they will not know what you are doing inside. Therefore, it sets a bad precedence. Simple meditation does not guide anybody. If the person sits down closing his eyes, what is he doing inside? How do you know? So you also imitate. You sit down closing your eyes. Doing what? The person doesn't know. But doing little puja, celebration, now Navaratri festival. Why? Hoppa, what a festivity. Whole East India will be roaring now. Even Navaratri, all over India they do that. This way, that way, festivities, different types. Gujarat will be everybody dancing away, celebrating. Here also, Kolu, Kolu. How many things will be there? In fact, in our temple we should do on Kolu. That's a nice thing. Really start, because people will come to see that. Do that. Keep that Kulu. Whatever it is. Kolu. See? If the peacock produces this sound, this noise, how do we recognize peacock? It's such a beautiful addition to creation. Then all forms. Festivities. For what? Reminding the individual about Ishvara. Therefore, pruthaktuvena bahuda. In so many different forms. So many different forms. I don't believe in so many forms worship. Okay, you are such an unbeliever. Bring your photo album. Why are you in a three-piece suit? Why are you in this dhoti? Why are you in this swimming trunk? Why are you in that your tennis shoes? Why are you scuba diving? Why are you going for a walk? How many forms you are in? Are you different? Life is like that. Vishwato mukham. You understand? If you can take so many forms like Bahurupi, so many different forms, so the totality cannot take it. What form I should worship? Whatever form I worship, I see him. So when I see you in a scuba diving, shall I say, he's an idiot? No. You are the fool, same fellow inside that fancy dress. You are if I see you, thereafter it doesn't matter with what dress you put on. And why do you put on different dresses? For different occasions, different dresses. Navaratri, mother will have 9 different dresses. Dasara, or 10 dresses, or 8 dresses, 8 different dresses. Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahakali, Mahavidya. What all ways, different types of forms. What all forms? Different types of Shakti. Which one is good? You choose. Shiva is given the Abhishekam. What way? So many different ways. Which one you like? You choose. What all forms you are there? How many clothes you put on? And all the time you put on all the clothes? Huh? Do you put on your clothes all the time? You are never naked. Under the clothes, anyway you are naked. Under all your roles, Brahman. All the time. And remember, clothes will drop off. You don't have to drop it. Body will die. How many roles have dropped out of your life? You are no more a child. Why? Your father is dead, mother is dead. You don't even pick up the role of a husband because you are not married. Many dresses you did not collect from the shop. Are you getting that? In this bazaar of the universe, so many dresses are kept, but you did not collect because you didn't marry. So you are not a husband. You are not a wife. That role is there, but you did not collect it. The father and mother will never be a father, never be a mother. Think of it. Or sometimes a father, like that, when a son asked a question, it's a little naughty joke. The son asked the father, what is the difference between confident and confidential? There are two different meanings, no? What is the difference? Same word, English is peculiar. Host is host and hostility. Host is one who is helping me. Hostility is inimical. Hospital, hospitality. What is the hospitality? Anyway, so this fellow asked the father, Papa, what is the difference between confident and confidential? You are my son, confident. Your friend also is my son, confidential. You are my son, I am confident. But your friend also is my son, as a confidential. Are you getting that? Anyway, think of it. So many roles are in life. We have not picked up many roles. And then certain roles also, which you pick up, gets dropped out. If this is, you can play Ishvara, in what form you should see God? Father image, mother image, anything? Why should I tell? No, I don't want to waste my time. Read. If I get into that, I get lost. You read this now. I'm not giving. Now Krishna is giving the list, a huge list. In what all forms, oh Lord, Bahuda, Vishato Mukham, so many ways. What all ways? Can you give me a list? Don't ask for it. You will be never-ending list. Lucky it stops after some time. Read. Aham kratu aham yajñah swadhaham aham aushadham mantroham aham evajyam aham agniraham hutam pitahamasya jagatah Mata dhata pitamaha Vedyam pavitram onkara Rikshama yajurevacha aham kraturaham yajñah swadhaham aham aushadham mantro aham ahamevajyam aham agniraham hutam pitahamasya jagatah Mata dhata pitamahah Vedyam pavitram onkara Rukshama yajurevacha. The list begins and is endless. You'll see that. Aham kratuhu, aham yajñah, swadhaham, aham ausadam, mantroham, aham evajyam, aham agni, aham hutam. Hey Arjuna, I am everything. Just take one general statement. Aham sarvah, I am everything. Listen, friends. Take that statement. In my body, what shall I say? I am my toes, I am my toes, I am the toe, I am the leg, I am the foot, I am the knee, I am the thigh, I am the stomach, I am the chest, I am the neck, I am the head, I am the brain, I am the blood, I am the heart. When I say that, now by chance the heart has an individuality, what the heart will say? Huh? Oh, I am heart. Are you getting that? Do you understand what I am dramatizing? Suppose the heart says, I am the heart. Now when I say I am the heart, now I am overtaking the individuality of the heart. I am overtaking the individuality of the toe. The toe says, now the big toe was fighting with the small toe. I am big toe. Here you, the small one. I am thumb. This one I am small. The thumb is not. I am thumb. I am big boy. Yeah, small one. You know. The middle one, I am the bigger one, biggest. This one. Oh. Now these fellows are unnecessarily fighting. I say, I am all this. Now they are silenced. Because they don't have any individuality, they are never silenced, because they are always silenced. Difficult to silence these human beings. Because the fellow has a solid individuality, even if God says, I am you, are you getting that point? Why the people do not understand the truth? Because he is so much wedded to, married to, obsessed with that individuality, that I am this body. From the day one, from childhood onwards, you have been growing up with this idea. So even if he says, this is mine, how can you say this is mine? Don't touch me. Oh, true. That's true. You may not allow and you should not allow. Choice is yours. Somebody else to touch you. Time, escape, the touch of the time. Already 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 50-year-old, 70-year-old. It will disappear. When you are aging, are you getting that, please? When you are aging, who is working on you? The whole universe is working on us. Ishvara. Like the whole ocean participates in the rising and falling of the waves. For this body to exist, the entire universe participates. Do you feel that? Do you see that? Ishvara. Everything. You don't like that word Ishvara. Sarvam, Shivam, Aksharam, imperishable. You understand that? whichever you are comfortable with, but there is macro, the totality. You do not stand apart. Just like in a cauliflower, a little thing also cauliflower, the whole thing is like a cauliflower. The same thing you can see, totality, individual. If you look at it, your whole body, a cell, listen carefully, a whole tree and a branch, the whole house and a thing, that same principle. The house is in every stone, every pillar, but a stone is not a house. The tree is in every leaf, but a leaf by itself is not a tree. The body is in every cell, but a cell by itself is not the body. Ishvara in everything, but by itself is not God. Are you getting that, please? But he can say, I am everything. Aham kratuhu sautadi srauta yajnadi vishesha. Srauta yajna, Shruti provided certain rituals, yajna, fire ritual and all that. Or whatever you are listening to, that is I am. Aham yajna, every sacrifice ritual I am. Swadha, whatever is given to offer to the Pitrus. Ausadam, all the trees. Mantroham, I am the mantra, every chanting that we are doing. Ahameva ajyam, I am the ghee. Aham agni, I am the fire. Ahameva hutam, all that is offered. Rice, fruits, everything that is offered also is me. In fact, what shall I tell you? He goes on repeating, all these things, this language of ritual is talked about. Why? Because whole living is a ritual. If sense organ fire, sense objects are offered. If the mind is a fire, sensations are offered. 5 sense organs are like fire of continuous fire of sense organs into which objects are offered. The sensations offered are the fire of the mind. Ultimate fire is fire of knowledge, absolute, yourself. So, that example is given like that. Then he says, what shall I say? Pitahamasya jagataha. In fact, I am the father of this universe. Listen carefully. I am the father of this universe. And then immediately a person who says, oh, many religions believe also the fatherhood of God. What about his father? I am the father of the universe. Oh, by yourself you can create things. No. Father needs a mother, no? If you use the language, yes. Mataham, I am the mother. This is where people get confused. I am the father. You said I am the father? Yes. Then where is the mummy? I am the mother. But suppose you are making an exclusive God, he is not supposed to be married. So every woman is hated. So if you have a mother God, she should be producing without the father. How? Just think. Mata masya jagata, I am the father, I am the mother. And this trouble is, if you say, there is a first father and mother, there is another headache comes. Suppose there is a separate father, separate mother, then the trouble will be incest, children, no. When the children are born, then how the life continues? For the mankind, the generations to continue, it should be between father and his daughter, mother and his son, or brother and the sister. What other combinations you have? And what about the dogs and animals also? Where will they come from? Only 2 human beings? Okay, God created only 2 human beings. What about other fellows? Asya jagataha father, the whole universe. I am the creation. Listen, see. I am the father, I am the mother. Oh, then if you are the father, who is your father? Pitamaha, I am my father. I am the father, I am the mother, I am my own father. Who sustains you? Dhataham, I am my own sustainer. Meaning, like in your dream, what happens? Dreamer, dream, everything is you. In a micro way, that a dream experience is such a wonderful thing. Clearly establishes the entire dreamer and the dream, one and the same. You are the creator, you are the creation, you are the river, you are the drowning one, you are the tiger who is following, you are the person who is being followed. How nice. Waking up only you know it. As long as you are under the spell of the dream, do you recognize it? Never. But the moment you wake up, this is also macrocosm like that, Ishwar. You cannot see it in isolation. That much. This is a huge thing. If you look at the waves in isolation, it looks like growing and dying. Ocean. If you look at anything in this universe in isolation, it's so helpless. But part of the totality, oh, what a glory. To see this part of the totality, your eyes will see separations. Your mind only can see oneness. Remember that statement in Bhagavad Gita. Buddhigrayam atindriyam. Remember it. This is the time. Buddhigrayam atindriyam. This reality of yourself. Sense organs cannot grasp it. It is not given to the sense organs to grasp it. But buddhigrayam, you can grasp it. Why? You are it. Buddhigrayam atindriyam. What a language. I am the Father. When you say that I, it goes with everything. So I am the person. 10th chapter, he will completely describe that. So when he says it is me, nothing in this universe resists except human beings. Among the human beings also, babies don't resist. Sleeping fellow doesn't resist. Conscious, ignorant individual resists. Why? If he resists anything wrong, don't say it's wrong. He's ignorant. Is there any fool who shall hold on to mortality and shun immortality? He doesn't know what to do. That is why help him to learn. But the trouble is, if you destroy a human child from the day one to saying that there is no possibility of immortality here, he is closed for the rest of his life. Are you getting that point, please? How the conditioning can destroy a human child. If the person has been told from the day one, there is no God, there is no truth, what you perceive is reality. There is no question of your being free in this life. There is no question of being happy in this world. These are like shutters. It is completely shutting off your head. You can't even accept, you can't even think of it. Think of the possibility. The moment you listen to that, already there will be a sarcastic laughter in your brain. Your brain will already laugh. Nonsense is talking. I am happiness. Unrealistic. Idealist. That I must give a chance, that goes away, that is taken away. That is why Ishvara, to come across this knowledge becomes such a great blessing. How does the children know that there is no God or God? Truth or no truth? How does the child know? Parents. They push that in that head, just like a vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Some children are so strict because they have been brought up like that. Anybody by chance touches an egg, they will hate him because they are pure vegetarian, pure. not pure vegetarian. They are vegetarian, therefore they are pure. Because the fellow is touching something impure. Yeah. Acha. The other person is given so much of justification for his non-vegetarian food that he thinks everybody who eats vegetarian food is a cow. Is a holy cow. Silly attitudes. Some people adore, believers. Some people are comfortable with non-believers. It's like vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Are you getting that point, please? You are successfully destroying people. And have you given an idea about himself? Nothing. And what is the idea you are giving about himself? You are PhD. Huh? You are postgraduate. You are a man. You are an Indian. You are this, you are that. You know how terrible it has become? Other day somebody told me a joke. Nowadays same-sex marriages have already started taking place all over the world. In one little way, that way, boy marrying boy, girl marrying girl. So one Indian family, when I was meeting there, one Indian person told me a joke. Swamiji, what has happened now? He said, yes. Previously, when we were coming to this part of the world, we were telling them, first, when we were in India, we were telling our children, son and daughter, marry in your own kind. Marry your own kind means you marry in a, if you are a rich man, marry rich, poor man, marry poor, or you are a particular caste, whatever your family belongs to, marry that type of family. By chance the girl brought somebody else, by chance the boy brought some other caste or strata, then we didn't like it. Now having come here, that thing is gone, because same type of caste people are not available. So now here we told, okay, at least don't worry about different caste and subcaste, marry a Hindu. That was 20-30 years back. After some time, he said, okay, if Hindu or Christian or Muslim, marry an Indian, at least marry an Indian. Now the time has come to tell them, marry a man. If it's a girl, at least marry a man. If it's a boy, tell him marry a girl. Because you don't know, so at least if you marry a man also is okay, that's enough. Which man? Don't ask. Previous, are you getting that? How the situations are changing? I'm not telling joke. Just think of the conditioning. Those days, our grandfather's generation, can they think of marrying outside their caste? Why? Because everybody is living in a village. When you are growing up, these things are growing up. The attitude also are changing. Can you marry outside if you are not an Indian? Oh. Or whether it's a European, if you are a European, you marry an European. A white man marry a white man, black man marry a black man, black, white, green, yellow, red, whatever type. But now suddenly what happens? Cosmopolitan, doesn't matter, marry. But then at least marry a man. If you are a woman, marry a man. Or if you are a man, marry a girl. Conditionings. Now it's all breaking down, totally breaking down. Same thing. One conditioning was, this is your God. At least believe in some God. First you are stuck on a particular God. This is the God. This is your God. Your family deity. I don't believe in that. Believe in some God? Yes, believe in some God. Okay, at least believe in some God. Huh? Right. Then what happens? Believe in yourself. All these are conditionings. So helping to discover one's own self. That I am, when he says, I am everything, you are included. Nobody stands apart. And then what happens? I am the father, I am the grandfather, I am the mother, I am the sustainer. Meaning, and everything comes along with it. Only human beings resist. So if the human being also, that conditioning breaks down, with the knowledge where you keep yourself open. You know, how will you keep to, you can say, how shall I keep myself open? Anyway, somebody has given me an idea that I am a man or a woman, that I am Indian or this or that. Then if somebody says, I am the absolute, I am free, why not give it a chance? Are you getting that point? Do you understand? It's simplicity of it, you understand. Anyway, what all idea about myself I have picked up is not me. Somebody has given it to me. And if somebody is now telling me I am absolute, I am infinity, why not give it a chance? What way it fights with your conditioning? Why should you say, no, I cannot be that? Before you even know how to accept an identity, you have already swallowed one identity. Now that you have the capacity to pick up an identity, question your identity, why not? Think of it. Ishvara. Okay, and we'll see that more of in the afternoon. I think we'll have a class later on. Okay. Just so, Pitam Vidyam Pavitram Onkar Rukshami Jurevas. It'll go on till we shall see that. Close your eyes, please. Please close your eyes. Please see this again and again. About yourself, the I. And when God says I, everything is included. See that all through.